Hello my curious sailors, it's Martina from Argentina. Today I invite you to have a little bit of a heart-to-heart chat on the topic of Women's History Month and the project you might have seen I was working on with Royal Caribbean. I was waiting for everything to be out to make my own personal comment here on my channel about it. Mainly talking about my experience being a female technician in a sometimes male-dominated world. Let me say right away, I could talk hours about this topic. I couldn't possibly cover everything, and of course it's a difficult topic to touch base on. I always say it's a very fine line between trying not to sound like a victim, but as well bringing awareness, trying not to attack anyone, but as well trying to make a change in those that don't make this world an equal place. First of all, guys, I just want to say thank you so much for the amazing response on my participation in the Royal Voices project. It has been overwhelming to see all the likes, responses and comments on all the Royal Caribbean social media. It's a new project that we have started in which we want to highlight crew members and shoreside employees from the brand. This is of course part of the diversity and inclusion team that I just joined, and already I can see what an impact this can make. Because guys, my story is just anybody else's story. I'm not particularly special, I'm just speaking out for all the people that might be going through similar situations. I hope to inspire with my story, and you guys inspire me with the comments that you give me, helping me realize all the positivity that is out there. So again, it's not that I'm that special, but communication is my passion, so I'm just using my tools that I'm used to employing behind the camera to hopefully make more visible some obstacles that female technicians might encounter in a mostly male-dominated environment. I'm gonna leave the link in the description so you can watch the full interview, but basically I just want to bring some awareness to the obstacles that we might find, but I want to stress the point that sometimes those obstacles are in ourselves, and of course sometimes there are externals. So I want to address both those female technicians that might be in doubt to pursue this career or knowing how it is on board cruise ships, but as well to try to address those that might encounter females in their field of work and to let them know that we're coming, we're not stopping, and we're here to stay. But hey guys, I haven't got to where I am today alone. So a shout out to those women in my life that have taught me that being a woman doesn't change a thing on what you can achieve, how far you can go, and what you can do in this life. My mom, she's an architect and has given me and my brother an amazing life, almost single-handedly, who literally never doubted me in pursuing my goals, even if you perhaps heard the stereotype of letting your kid go to college on visual arts. And of course, all those women in high places that inspire me every day. And also, of course, I have to mention all those women and men that never doubted me, never discussed the fact that I was a girl when I was pursuing this job. But let's talk a little bit now about some obstacles that I have encountered myself. As you might know, there's always a stereotype about women in the technical field. And honestly, mine is not one of the worst. You have other fields like engineering, for example, mechanics, electronics, that might be typically described as a male job, fields in which when a woman decides to join, she will definitely bring some attention to her, simply for the fact that she's there. It will probably spark some laughs, some jokes, and some doubts. But as I said in my interview, we just have to ignore these things, do our job, and just prove that we belong there like anybody else. You know, there's even stereotypes of how a woman in this type of jobs should look like, and even assumptions on our sexuality. There were times where I felt that I needed to act tough and look tough just to earn my place at the table. And believe me, my fashion sense is very fluid, my taste in hobbies as well. I always felt comfortable in both ends of the feminine and masculine spectrum of things. But hey, the point I'm trying to make is that it doesn't matter how you look like, what you're wearing, what is your sexuality. The point is if you're able to do your job. And that goes the same for men and women. And that's another point. We're not trying to just get women hired on the sole fact of their gender. The point is that your gender just doesn't matter. You're gonna be hired, promoted, and successful just because you're good at what you do. So this year I learned to spend less time caring about how I look and what others will think about me, and just clear their doubts through my actions. Speaking specifically about my experience on cruise ships, well, here we meet with a lot of different nationalities that come from a lot of different cultural backgrounds where different things are accepted and not, are typical or outrageous. So you can always expect different opinions and different levels of acceptance and equality. I have encountered from silly jokes to being treated different, But as well, I've been mentored and taken care of by amazing fellow crew members, both women and men. Every time I get a comment about how I dress, how I look, or the stereotypes that I mentioned before, I just let them know that it doesn't matter. And I just change the topic quickly to my capabilities at work. Overall, speaking about your professional career, I definitely feel that Royal Caribbean is a workplace that does not see any difference between their female and male employees. As I said, you might find some social situations once you are on board, but the company as well has a lot of safety measures for you to report any situation of inequality that you might experience. I've started interviewing other female technicians, videos that you will be seeing on my channel. We definitely have a chance here to grow as we deserve. I do want to make a note about other departments on the cruise ship industry. It is true that sexual harassment is a topic that we really need to address, because there's other vulnerable girls and women that come on board that might not have so much experience, people that come here to win the bread for their families, and they sometimes don't have the possibility to speak up. And there's of course predatory people in management positions. So to everyone out there, let's be a tight family, keep an eye out for these situations and try to make this a better place. Because maybe I'm sticking to the positive, but that's a reality that we also need to address. Luckily, I've never encountered harassment. I was lucky enough to just receive stupid comments that can be easily ignored, that might upset me, but nothing further than that. But hey, we're here to look out for each other. And I want to give a shout out as well to trans women out there. I hope cruise ships can be a safe place as well for you to grow professionally. As I said before, there's some nationalities here that are not quite still developed in this type of topics, but you will definitely find allies like me here on board. The company has a zero-tolerance policy regarding discrimination on the topics of sexuality, gender identity, and similar topics. And to the bullies out there, just zip it. I wish it could be solved that easy, but hey, one step at a time. Anyways, I just want to encourage other Royal Caribbean employees to join the Royal Voices program, to tell your story. We want to hear from you, we want to see that diversity, and we want to include everyone in the spotlight. Every story matters, and we want everyone to be represented in this awesome royal family. I want to thank everyone for this opportunity to speak up, to be a representative for these topics. I really hope that my message goes through in the right way. We still need to work a lot, but don't be afraid to push your way through to your goals. Stay curious, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.